All right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely early morning in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm coming with another message, and the message is going to cover lost again, spirit and truth. Lost again, spirit and truth. What I'm saying and what I'm about to say is going to cover many things that has been lost. And it's lost with the cause and without a cause. So it's a no-win deal. Okay? And I got spirit and truth there because when they finish teaching the people and thinking that they are the gift from the Most High Yah down unto the earth, and feel within them so deeply in their flesh that they are the one, they are the one. They are the one that's called to work with the seed of the serpent on his behalf against spirit and truth. Are they doing it knowingly? No. But who knows it? Satan. You see, they might not know that they are working on the behalf of a serpent seed because they didn't fill their flesh up with this assurance that I'm working on the side that's spiritual. They're not. That's why it's easy for them to continue to teach on the side of the serpent and call it the side that is spiritual. It's just that easy. It is easy as they can rumble their mouth, and yet the world believes them. You see, that's how easy it is. What I come to understand in the fullness is that the Father have suffered many of uh, Israel to behold and to grip spirit and truth. Spirit and truth. But because they have talked so many lies, they can't seem to reach spirit and truth. They can't, it's almost like it's something, like he said in Genesis 3 and 15, something's going to be between the woman and thee. Then he turned around and told them again, that your seed and her seed. You notice in Genesis 3 and 15, he said it twice, showing you that there is something, Deborah, between them. I have come to the fullness of it, but what I'm trying to get you all out there to just hear, it ain't about you knowing it or you come to understand it or you gonna grip it, you gonna get it, because the Father said it's finished. It's not all about someone getting it and understanding and eyes opening and them seeing, because one minute I noticed their eyes can open one day and be shut closed 100 the next. I learned that while being on this devil platform. Their eyes can be open one day and totally closed the next. Confusing to a prophetess in the wilderness. That's why I inherit from the Most High the endurance spirit. Why? Because you're going to need to endure that which I called you on. Because of what you're going to see, you're going to have to be able to see it and endure it for his name's sake and still continue in the race. So this is what I'm seeing from the wilderness level, which is a holy level, a place of assurance that this is what it is. Even though I'm on the earth seeing it in the natural, but when I get to the wilderness, I see it in the spirit realm for what it is. And as I'm seeing it, I also am informed that he that is of the serpent seed, most of the time, they're not even familiar with the fact that they are of the serpent seed. But they're using all of these, how would I say, pictures to cover up the fact that they're serving on the dark side, calling it the light side. Many of them want to feel, how would I say it? They want to be accepted, approved, liked, subscribed, praised, supported on the dark side. And on the light side, they want it to cover up the dark side for them. That's why they play both sides. That's why they can go into the world and give you all the information from the world. And when Satan said, you can't say this, you can't say this, you can't say that, they freeze up on spirit and truth and continue giving you information of the world, because it fits them better to do what Satan has ordered them to do than to do or to be about what spirit and truth is. See, they use spirit and truth and they really don't have spirit and truth. Let's say they use the light. They want to use the light to cover up their darkness. But when they have sat in so much darkness, the light can't cover it up, but it still makes them feel that they have the light on this side, even though they continue to mold people in darkness on this side. That's straddling the fence. And it's really not. It's more 89% on the dark side, and they'll take the last 11% and ride in their minds on the light. And that's what keeps them going on these platforms and going on in life. Because as long as I can ride on light when I feel like doing it or when I think I want to do it, but I'm going to hang in the darkness until I'm ready to be in a situation where I need to grip on the light. A lot of times they come to the light, that 11%, when they are offended by what someone said. They are offended by something someone's doing. Then they'll grip the light side and try to teach you the light. And it's never going to work after you have taught the darkness. And that means the things of the world. Whenever you represent as a servant of the Most High Yah, you're going to always come from the end of the light to reveal darkness, not the darkness, and then swing over here in the 11% light. That's not how it's done. And that's how it has been done on the earth since it exists. People really believing that they can mingle. Look at Lot. Abraham kinfolk that he really, what you call, loved and was worried about it. But he stepped in the rim. Why did he go? And why did he mingle all those years amongst Sodom and Gomorrah and what they were doing? Why would you do that? Why would you bring up your daughters and your wife in that type of environment? Is exactly what I'm saying today. Living in that trash, living in that darkness, and making yourself think that you are all right. You see, he had no only way he came out, not through Abraham, but the Most High Yah, on behalf of Abraham. That's even in our households, on our workplaces, everywhere we go in life. You're not going to be able to come out if you are not already with the light in your right hand and spirit and truth resting therein. So what I'm seeing from the wilderness level is I see that there are so many that have been on this devil platform. And because of the midnight hour we're in, they have switched over and now trying to go into an area that says something totally different from what they have taught you all throughout all these years. And that's powerful to me because I want so bad to say they lied, they're wicked and evil. But the Father just told me today, most of them are the Satan seed and don't even know it. I believe that without a doubt. Because why? When the Father teaches me this in the wilderness, I embrace it. That means I accept it. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you why. When I look at what you call the house of Israel, I can see something like, I'm going to tell you what I can see. I'm going to bring it into a percentage out of 100. Where you might have 92-ish that has no connection, none whatsoever in their lives, young and old, with knowing who they are, people. 92%. Then you got this 8% that feel that they are awakened and that they know truth. So what are we dealing with? 100 lost without a cause, lost again because they don't have spirit and truth. Why? Because now you got to break down that 8% and bring it down to 1%. Why? Because the 1% knows spirit and truth. The other 7% is just as lost as a doorknob. That means sealed until somebody turn it. You see, it don't move unless someone turn it. That's what is actually happening. So what he's letting me know is, okay, Deborah, I want you to understand that even though they are, and many are the serpent seed, 99.9 mentally, he's talking about, in their natural and in their spirit, they don't know that they are the serpent seed. Now, he's not saying 99.9 is the serpent seed, but he said 99.9 would know that they are the serpent seed. And that's just like the majority of the people. That's why they can't come on here, Deborah, and teach spirit and truth. That's why they don't know the difference between what they're teaching and spirit and truth. That's why they've been on this devil platform since it's been here and ain't taught spirit and truth. Deborah, that's why they don't know the end game to Deuteronomy 28. Deborah, that's why they don't know about Israel inside of Israel. See, they so busy looking at Israel there and Israel here and calling themselves the true Israel and calling them the fake one, but they don't understand the Father say, you are the fake one too, because I got Israel inside of Israel. Where you at? See? So while you here in the United States calling them the fake Jews, and they're not the Israel, Yah is saying to you, you're not the true Israel, because the true Israel rests in Israel. And they are consist of the one that I already have sealed out of. That's why when you see a number 144, wait a minute, nobody don't know my Father's count. You see 12 out of Judah and 12 here. Who gave any of them the right to say the number? I believe there is a number based on only what the Father has taught me from the wilderness, a small remnant. And I go with that. I live with that. And I die with that. It's just a small remnant that's coming out of Israel, which is a nation of people. It's a small remnant coming out. Because there's a small remnant that's only dedicated to the Father. They are those that already been branded before the foundation of the world up out of the house of Israel. So what he's saying is those that have been on this devil platform teaching and ministering to the people all these years, they call themselves prophets, prophetess, pastors, bishop, Maureen, seers, watchmen. He said, that's why I've sent you. You don't call yourself who you call yourself. You call yourself who I called you to be. You see, I don't go around telling people that I learned this because I'm reading. I tell you, I go straight to the wilderness where I'm taught. I constantly tell y'all I'm always what? Disciplined, chastising, and correcting. Why? Because greater is he that's in me than he that's in this whole wide world who don't want me to have my own understanding, my own wisdom, my own knowledge. So what? He bring that thing down. He chastise that stuff. He discipline that stuff. He correct that stuff. Because if he didn't, and if he was not in me, then he would not do those things. And if I am not found in him, he would not waste his time chastising me, disciplining me, correcting me, showing me things, teaching me throughout the day. He wouldn't even waste all that investment in the spirit realm for me to be on this devil platform chasing people's pages, trying to find and get spirit that's already rests down in me. So what he showed me this morning is he said that, so you have to say that they are lying to the people. He said, because if they don't know that they're working and which seed they represent, the woman seed or the serpent seed, 99.9 don't know. They don't know. And they care not to know because they've been doing so well teaching you on the dark side. So they're content with teaching you because it's causing them to get likes, subscribers, praise, honor, support, financial from two places, from the people and from YouTube. So they content. They saying, what could be better than this? So they rest in teaching that which is in the darkness, meaning the things of the world. Because see, when you're teaching the things of the world and you ain't backing that thing up and bringing it down, how you going to back it up, Deborah? And how you going to bring it down is when you ride that thing into spirit and truth. Take it and put it where it belongs, from where the heavens has orchestrated it. They can't do that because it's not in them to do it, meaning the Ruach is not resting therein to be their teacher, because if he was their teacher, he would begin to praise. He would begin to glory. He would begin to honor. You see, this also leads me to back to everything he's ever taught me as far as even support. They say they for me, but they're not for me. You're going to know them by their fruit, how their reaction in their flesh is toward even you. Because he was showing me today, he said that they might not even, no, he said they might not, he said they do not know that they are the serpent seed. Because my question was, they act like they the serpent seed than the woman seed. He said they don't know that that's what they're working for. They're working toward and with. They don't know. They don't understand the narrow gate, Deborah. They don't understand the broad gate. They really don't understand those things. And I'm gonna back that thing up and back it down and what I'm trying to the point I'm trying to lead to. So what is going on? You have all these people on this platform. Basically, I say 90%, 92% men, and I give 8% women on this devil platform with the assurance that they speak in spirit and truth. They don't even call it spirit and truth. Why? Because they don't want to connect spirit and truth with what they're doing in the dark side. See, that's why I was trying to tell y'all. They don't want to connect spirit and truth. They don't want to connect the light of the Most High Yah with what they're doing in the dark. Because what? If you turn that light on, then everything you have ever taught in the dark has to show up as a lie. And they don't want to do that. They don't want to turn that light on. So he's saying you got to understand they're where they've been placed. And I'm like, okay, so that means from heaven. Yes, I'm trying to get you to understand this is why you're hearing them switch the switch. They're flipping over, y'all, totally over. See, I'm thinking, okay, now they're switching from magic to religion. Now it's gone to science. That's why, because they're trying to feel their way. They're trying to understand which way is it, child. Do anybody have? Let me go this way and hope that it is the way. Let me go into the science and hope that it is the way. The science is going to make the flesh feel 100. Because the science itself is against spirit and truth. It's created to be against spirit and truth. Always was and always will be. It's a form of sorcery, astronomy, whatever that thing they call it. But it's against spirit and truth. Because spirit and truth is not what you see and believe. How you can figure numbers out, how you can measure it with a ruler, or how you can see how long this been here and where it's how this connect with it. No. Spirit and truth is not what you see and believe. It's what you see not, but yet in you teaches you how to believe. So it's not something you can get in this, like Sister Deborah told y'all over and over and over. This book is not the word. Satan get on a mountaintop and try to tame the Son of Man that comes down to try to give you an example. Right now, where I'm coming from is people are dropping what you call the New Testament. The New Testament. I don't think that there is a new nor old. I told you all that over and over and over. But what people are doing, they dropping the New Testament, okay? And they claiming the old, but they didn't. One thing they don't understand: you can't drop neither one. You can, because it's never been nothing to be uphold in the spirit realm. It was to study to show yourself approved. It's not the power. It's not Yah. It is not his right hand. It is not spirit and truth. So therefore, he gives and allow and suffer an instruction and a direction book to be before you to help you to study and what? Wait, tarry. I'm on my way. But what has happened, these people on this devil platform never tarried. They didn't want to wait for the Most High, y'all. They don't want to wait. If you want to kick Paul out of the scene, let's pull up Peter and them and all of them. Oh no, since they didn't kick Paul, they getting ready to pull up with Peter and them, the disciples, because they already kicked Paul. They kicked away the Son of Man. They can kick him away. They didn't kick everything away because it's not fitting into their understanding. Where are they understanding? In the flesh. See, they never knew that there was two understanding, one in the flesh and one in the spirit. See, they thought that the understanding is what's for them to read and bam, I got it, precept it, line it, little here and little there. No, baby. It's the things you cannot see, but yet you have to have something in you that will strengthen you to believe. And that started from the kingdom of heaven. When they finished, I thought, my personal opinion was they're going to end it by this year. But they pulling it up already. They already ended this. They already at that end. And that's what the Spirit is showing me. Remember, you were saying to them that it's going to come a time where they're going to reject the book, the instructions and direction book. Everything is going to be a lie. They there. You just ain't been on it. I sure haven't. I have not. All I can see it, but I don't put too much emphasis on it. But it's matching it because already, as of today, they are turned away from what you would call the 1611, the King James Bible, period. Because when you exclude one side and grip the other, who gave you the authority and the right to accept one part and not the other? When you study a book, you study in it. Okay? All you're doing is studying it. And what he asks you to do is wait. That's called tarry. I know it. If you execute the New Testament, then therefore it's no waiting. There's no tarrying. What are we waiting for? Ain't nothing we supposed to be waiting for. Ain't nothing coming. See how they can execute everything? See, when they think they tampering and being able to be wiser than wise, what happens? They think they got all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the understanding. And guess what? They do. They have it 100%. Only in the flesh. But when spirit and truth pull up, you lost with the cause and without one. Because it's going to remain. It's like righteous. Righteous don't need you and it don't need me to make it righteous. It's going to stand as righteous. You see? Whether you like it or I like it, righteous going to stand all by itself. It don't need you on its left nor its right, in front of it or in back. It can stand alone and carry all power because it is righteous. That's like any and everything else. We seem to think flesh has to be the shield and the protection to everything on the earth. No, no, you don't. You ain't the one created it. So you can't be the overseer of it to protect it or to say it goes here, it goes here, it goes here, and it goes here. And because they never tarried and waited, that's what tarrying means. For what? The Holy One that you cannot see, but yet he's loading it up in you to believe. And that's when you begin to understand spirit and truth. They didn't get that. It is revealed, clearly seen in my eyes and in my spirit. Can I see it in the natural and the spirit? So what are they doing? They're turning away from the book. And the only thing that they can remove is the book. And they doing that, y'all. They taking away everything the book is saying, and they finding other books, y'all. Books that man created. To me, that's so deep. All books man has put his hand to. We can agree with that. All the books has been tampered by the wicked hand of man. Even the King James Bible, you can tell it's been tampered with. Why? Because if you live today, I'm living, I can see in my natural eyes, you got a new King James, you got a new version, you got a new tradition, you got a new Hebrew Bible, you got a new everything that been poured up and has developed its own understanding. Even if it takes them they can move out of one sentence, they can move one word, they can flip one word and turn this whole sentence into something else. This whole book has been tampered with. I've been saying it year after year after year after year. But what happens? People are not getting it because the Father said it wasn't created for them to get. He said, Deborah, did you not hear me warn Satan that I'm going to have mine and I'm going to let him have his? But everything coming down is by my right hand. I'm bringing it down. So I'm giving him his seeds because I got mine. I'm giving him something to work with because I got mine. He's going to have a hate for mine, but I got mine. He got his. Why is it Satan know that, but human beings don't? Why is it it's printed? Because they are now making all of it a lie, just so they can live their lie and their truth. So what he's showing me today was, it's not, Deborah, that they are lying with the idea that they are lying. They are not, it's not called lying. It's just called who they are. They are the serpent seed, hooping and hollering and getting the multitude to follow their end. Just call it what it is. It's called spirit and truth. Don't use the word lie, which there is. Satan is the king of lies. So yes, he's going to get many of them to even lie. But what I've learned, this is what I'm seeing from the wilderness. I'm seeing people who was on this devil platform for so many years. There are so many of them, especially men, are flipping the whole script from what they taught the mass. Say, for instance, they've been on here and they got 100,000 likes. It was based on what they taught. Now you saying everything you taught was a lie, and now you're over here in the science teaching something else. Well, how did you get to subscribing to where you can get a paycheck? You see what I'm saying? Now you're teaching something else. What are you sending to what you say your people, which you say they are awakened? What are you sending to them when you took a whole 7 to 8 years teaching them one thing? Now you over here teaching another thing. You're sending confusion. You're sending demonic spirits and don't know it. And you're saying that the white man is bothering you and you bothering yourself. Because you will not and have not tarried. You have not waited for the Ruach. You went ahead. Say, I'm not waiting for that which I cannot see and believe it. I'm not waiting for that which I cannot have an ear to hear. I'm going. I'm moving. Who are you moving with? And who are you going with? And who are you running with? Your flesh. Your own worstest enemy is your flesh. So now they get on here teaching their flesh. That's why they easily to be offended. And they got to teach about what they're offended about, because they got to get their group, they gang members, that's their likes and their strivers, to support their feeling offended. So they come up with topics to try to get that support to soothe them being offended. And then they begin to chase that. Then their whole focus is off of even coming anywhere near the light, nor spirit and truth. Now you really in the world. You see? So what I know that he's sharing with me, that this too, Deborah, need be. This too shall come to pass. This too shall pass away. So he's saying that even though you're here and you are living, because I have suffered you to live in both realms, and you see it from the wilderness, the both situation, and you seeing it, it's not going to bring the eye opener to no one, because everybody that's following the broad gate is already there. Everybody that's going into the narrow gate is already there. Well, what do you mean? Everybody that's going through the narrow gate is already going. Everybody that's going through the broad gate has already entered in. When? Before the foundation of the world. You see the horse plan? While everybody likes and subscribers and praise for their flesh, Spirit of the Most High Yah has already rumbled from the heavens before heaven and earth was created. And I love that, because that's what the comforter is. He comes to bring you comfort. How is he going to bring you comfort if the power of being comfort is not already been in his hand? It's already been in his hand, y'all, before the foundation of the world. So he bring comfort to Sister Deborah to let her know that, okay, baby, get back in your lane. Just stay in your lane. This thing is spirit and truth. That's your lane. So when you see these things in the flesh, go back to your lane. Because they're not in the lane that you're in. They're in their own lane. And you're able to see their lane and yours. But I want you to stay in yours. Meaning, don't let your flesh rumble with their truth, or anything they're saying that they saying that's truth, and they want everybody, the world, to know that this is truth, what I'm teaching, what I'm preaching. And the majority of the people, they on here teaching the flesh, and they're teaching the world. They ain't giving Yah any glory, none whatsoever. They ain't giving him no praise. They ain't giving him no respect. But he said, I don't need it for them, or them, or them, or them. Just like you said, righteous. It don't need none of them. Nor do I, because I am righteous. You see? So we really think Yah needs us. And we don't understand how bad we need him. And where we're at in the midnight hour, no one seems to understand that, because they're caught up in me, us, and we. And this too need be, said the Most High Yah. So when he was telling me about the lying, you have to understand that Satan is the ruler of lies, the king of lies. So there, you don't have to use lie. Just say what seed they are. They are from the serpent's seed. Call it what it is. That's when you're speaking spirit and truth. Because he did all of these in the beginning. So what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing a lot of people who said that they're thinking and they are Israel. And the Father said, how you see how they calling and they claiming to be Israel? And they are conducting themselves worse than the Israel over there. But yet they can look over there, see they're wrong, and call them to be wrong from taking their stealing their nation, who they are. But who are you? They're saying someone else taking who you are. But who are you? Who are you that they're stealing your identity? But you have to first what? Realize, who am I? I'm over here saying I'm the true Jews. We know that J wasn't existing back in the days. But we are the true this. We are the people. We are the children. We are Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. What does that has to do with, really, in spirit and truth? Who are you? Who are you representing? Who have you followed? Who are submissive? This platform, 99.9, they are submissive to this platform. This platform tell them you can't say this. Okay, I just want to do right so I can get my check. I got to feed my family. And it's so much can be said today. But I, Sister Deborah, must understand I can't look to the serpent seed to be the one that speak what the spiritual seed has been called. That's who I have to look for, the spiritual seed, and not look on this devil platform. People faking it till they making it, proclaiming that they representing the Most High. It's no different, he said, than the Christian churches. It's no different than the Catholic Church. Everybody is faking it and thinking they making it because the world has embraced them. They don't understand they coming from the same gate, which is broad. So what I'm looking at them flipping the word, that the words, let's say we're going to call the Bible the words. I call it an instructions and direction book. So what happens? What made Sister Deborah come this morning? Because I've seen it and I've heard it 3 times. 1 this morning, 2 last night, where I see them now. Now watch this here. I see the ones that I followed and following them from the beginning. So we said back, say 4.5 years ago, following them and enjoying their teaching and seeing the truth come out of a lot of spoken words in which they spoke. Now to see them to deny it at its fullness and where they at today is the opposite of where they were 4.5 years ago. That's deep. That's deep to me because it shows me that I am beholden in righteousness because I listened to them then and I know today it's not the same individuals. You see, it's not the same. It's not the same. And what is actually going on? The problem is this. They went out to teach. YouTube, Facebook, and these devil platforms gave them a platform to bring themselves up. And when they got onto these platforms, they began to want to and desire to teach what they were being revealed. But they got taken over by the platforms itself in the way that everybody else was following, they was following, and then it became about getting a check, getting subscribers, getting likes, being on here, going into the word, which is the words, which is the instructions and direction book. And like I said to you all, this book can be upheld probably by more than 1,000 different religions, meaning 1,000 different religions can have the same book, but every leader under that would have a different interpretation, different comprehension of the book. That should tell you something. It's not the book, y'all, that's going to give you spirit and truth or truth itself in the righteousness. It's not the book. It's what you cannot see that's willing to give you because you trusted in what you cannot see, but yet you believe in the one that you cannot see, but yet deep down rooted in your spirit, you believe in he that you cannot see. And that's what you trust in. That's what you believe in. That's what you see to be righteous. That's what you see to be spirit and truth. That's what you see to be all power, all creation. You see, why they stuck with the book? Because it was better for them, because they were scholars. They were Hebrew learned men. They were Greek men that learned Greek. They mastered precepts here and precepts there, a little here and a little there. You see, they mastered that out of the book. and never tarried. For he that had the beginning and end in him. His spirit was eager to come to abide in those that tarry for him. In the form of this tarrying, you waiting because you trusting, you believing. You see, that's why you're tarrying, because you trusting and you believing that this one that I cannot see, but yet I'm going to believe, this one that I'm going to trust in, and I cannot see, but I want to be knitted with him. But they didn't do that. They saw YouTube and Facebook booming them up based on the book, which is instructions and direction. So now, listen to this. Now they're coming out, bashing the book and giving you other books of heathens and Gentiles. Because now they're saying all of this history that has been hidden. They are, let me tell you something. They done got away from Enoch and I'm telling y'all just do not know what's going on. They have gotten away from even Enoch and all them other books. And they have now gone into every Caucasian, Italian, Catholic, Roman Catholic books in the world. And they're seeking them and they're pulling them in and saying, see, y'all, see, I told you. See, look at this. See, this is what was going on. This is the hidden. Wow. And then Solomon pulled up and said what? Much studying is a bad thing. Because there won't be no end, y'all. You're going to always run and chase something looking for truth. And truth ain't never been hidden. Isn't that sad? When did the Father, or how can the Father be hidden? How could truth and righteous be hidden? When it sits with us 24/24, it's allowing us to breathe today. So what is it that we're looking? What are you looking for? Something that soothes your flesh. Just like a drug addict. They can't hit a day. They can't get by a day because they're looking for that next fix. They can't get past 12 hours. They need that next fix. Well, that's how it is on this devil platform. They need a message. They don't care what it is. They go all up in the world, in the rectum of the world, and pull out a message just to give you up. And they think when people like it and subscribing, it's because you're giving them the world. And the world loves its own. So as I'm listening to what the Spirit is teaching me in the wilderness, I said, well, okay, so these guys that I know that was speaking some type of truth, you mean to tell me he said, Deborah, they didn't tarry. They didn't wait. They didn't wait like the day of Pentecost. They didn't wait. And because they didn't wait, they make this book the lie. And everything that they taught to be a lie. And now today, they done went further out in the midnight hour to find all other books that the Roman Catholic, that the Italian, that the heathens have written, the Europeans has written, and they put it before themselves, and now that's what they're teaching. So this, it's a sad thing, and the reason why he wanted me to know that, because the young man I was telling you all about, he was sharp. He was sharp as a whip. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, he was sharp. But I didn't listen to him until this morning, but I was listening to two others that I used to listen to way back when I first got on here. And they the one that said things to draw me to want to even get on YouTube. It wasn't that they had fully spirit and truth. It's what they were saying. See, I'm the type like this here. If you spilling some truth, you know what I'm saying? And if that truth is higher than a lie that you're speaking, then I would lean to the part that you're speaking in truth. And I see that there's hope. That's me. But in Yah, he don't play that. Either you're going to be on one side or the other. We ain't going to have no 90 here, 10 here. We ain't going to have 50 here and 50 there. You going on elsewhere because I ain't got time for it. And that's when that happens, the Father is not coming to abide in them. So what is happening? He's saying that he has not abide in them. And now they're looking for truth in all the wrong places. And this is what has taken place. They did not do it in a form of trusting that there is spirit and truth beyond man himself. They didn't want that one because they couldn't teach it to you. They couldn't preach it to you because you have to have it in you. So because they didn't have it in you, they gave you what they had. So that's why he said you can't say that they are lied, even though they are part of the father of all lies. He said because they went in not even knowing, and they didn't learn as they went on of learning how to trust me. Instead, they trust self. The platform was set there, like you say, the devil platform was set there to give them an ideal of what is wrong and what is right. Do you want praises for you? You want life for you? You want glory for you? Or do you want it for the one that you said you're speaking of? They don't want it for him. They want it for themselves. Because when it's for themselves, this is where they get their likes and their subscribers. They see the numbers. They begin to now step into the world and give you more messages, more messages, more messages, so they can get them numbers up. So now their focus is off of he. They're not trying to tarry for him. They're not trying to receive the comforter. They're not desiring. It's nothing in them. So what happens? Now they go on the end of what you now see, science. That's why they're going to all these other books. It's because they're trying to get truth. They're trying to get righteous in all the wrong places. And he said it would be all the way to their graves, searching and desiring to bring up information. So I said, because Malachi, I said, Father, he got 6-hour videos, 6 long hours of proving everything in this book to be wrong. He was the main one. He's even in my state where I'm at. He was the main one that I listened to. Even the guy, Haki, I knew Haki was a seed of Satan. And I kept saying that way back in the beginning. Haki, Malachi, get away from Haki. Haki is not who you think he is. I said it all the time until Haki separate from the elders. See, there were elders with them. You see, all of them was a big united, and then they went off against each other and then became enemies. And they split off. And Malachi should have been the head, which he was the one that was teaching that thing. But what happened is Malachi went off with the young guy, Haki, and left the elders on the other end, and they became enemies. So that's when I left them all alone. But as I visit their page, I kept telling Malachi, you got to understand, Haki is not who you think he is. Haki is practicing science. He's been to college to learn all these things of man. He's not going to serve Yah. But you couldn't tell him nothing. You cannot tell Malachi because Malachi left the elders because the elders didn't like Haki. And right now, Haki is called himself being another Dr. Sabi. I wouldn't trust him. I sit back and watch him leading the mass. And I said, look at that serpent. And guess what's one of his favorite pets? Is a serpent. See, you don't run at anybody that, like, for instance, even my daughter, she's keep on saying a serpent. And I know she's my oldest daughter. It's not about her really wanting a serpent. It's because of who I am. I'm the light. Their spirit knows who I am, but their flesh is too dumbed up. So she figured, oh, I'm going to say I want a serpent. Oh, I'm going to get a serpent. I'm going to get me a snake. I love the snake. You should hear how she talked. Now, one thing about the snake and snakes, I don't think that's something anybody should want in their household. Not just because they are dangerous, but there are a lot of them they're not. But you don't want to detach yourself to anything that has to do with snakes, because if you do your history, snakes is always used for witchcraft, Satanism, voodoo, all of those witchcraft. So why would you want to bring that into your house? You're bringing a spirit into your house, but she's doing it against me. That's the battle Sister Deborah fight when she have 6 children, and the biblical told you you're going to have 2 against 3, 3 against 4. 4 against 2. He's already, what is he talking about, Deborah? Oh, he's talking about the serpent seed and the woman seed. Go be in the same house, y'all. So what do Sister Deborah have to do? Embrace, salute, and say, Father, I see it. Don't hate my baby. Don't dislike him. None of that. But see what he's shown you from the wilderness. So it's not just me getting on here speaking to you all about what's going on in this world. I'm speaking spirit and truth across the board, whether it's in my household or out of my household. I got a lane to run in. So that's where I'm at. Live or die, I'm going to end up in that lane that's going to lead me somewhere in my Father's bosom. And that's what's important to me. So what he's revealing to me is that I am to start embracing the fact that this is the norm now. This is right being wrong and wrong being right. This is the norm, that the things which is right is going to be 100% wrong in the world. And that's what you're seeing, and that's what you're hooping and hollering about. But I keep telling you, get in your lane. Once you get in your lane, you know what, okay, this is spirit and truth. This is how it got to be. This need be. This too shall pass. See, he giving you the things that you're going to need to know. Look at Yeshua, the Son of Man. When he came, look at all the stuff he had to battle with. Even before he was born, they was out to find where he was so they can kill him. They looked for the star so they can kill him. So he had it like unto every prophet. They was trying to take him before he was born in his mother's womb. So he's showing me that, see, they always go up against the one that holds that light in that right hand, because they hold in spirit and truth. You see? So he was revealing to me that, so when you're seeing the ones you even knew were speaking some sort of truth, you see how far deep they go? I said, Father, they way on the deep end. Way on the deep end. And I was telling you all about this other young man that was on here. And I'm going to tell y'all, you all might not believe this, but this young man, I'm going to show you a picture of him. He was the same young man that the whole house of Israel that said they was awakened, they would run to his page because his teaching was just that powerful. His teaching was that powerful. But his teaching was also the breakdown of this book. And that's what people missed. So what he did, he dropped the Hebrew. He got out of it. But the strangest thing, the way he did it, it was like he was in it, bam, he gone. And everybody on YouTube was saying, where is he? Where is he? I wonder where he strictly went cold turkey. Strictly cold turkey. And I don't think he's been back but a month now. And he made a lot of videos. So the other night I stayed up and I listened. I think it was like 15 I watched. I watched one this morning because I wanted to video what he was saying about woman. And he was talking about Genesis. But then I realized who I am. I found out today that I am called to the house of Israel, especially the tribe of Judah. I'm not called to change their mindset or their way of thinking and their way of feeling or guiding them to the light. I was just called to be in the tribe. In a sense, inside the tribe of Judah is the tribe of Judah of the Most High Yah. You see what I'm saying? Just because you see the tribe of Judah, the tribe of each one of them, the 12, inside of them, Yah has already handpicked. Okay. And what I recognized was this too is the reason why a woman has to be silenced, because woman can bring out the light in a way that's powerful. And that was the most Yah's intent anyway. But when man decided to tamper with the book, smear it, the Roman Catholic, they didn't want nothing in there that leads to a woman nor Yah. Why? Because Yah got a connection with woman that man would never understand. So they was wounding apart the Roman Catholic, which is the right hand of Satan. They were ruining the part. That's why he keeps telling me, and I'm like, why you keep saying and disciplining me from Genesis 1 and 2 and 3? He said, because it holds the power of the mystery. That's where it's all began. And if you miss it, then you can miss the whole book. And it is so 100, not 1,000, 1 million, 1 trillion, 1 billion. Oh, it's just too many. It is so real. Because in there, it lets you know who came in, how they came in, how they smeared it, how they put woman under man's feet before the serpent was even on the scene. You see, it is off the chain. So I always tell y'all that I'm not on agreement with Genesis about the woman and the serpent. What did I tell y'all? I said, no, something wrong with that picture. Something wrong with that. First of all, Eve said this, and y'all didn't say this to Adam. So Sister Deborah already knew the truth of the whole matter. You see, based on what I see in spirit and truth, I can pull it out. But you all that's out here lost without a cause and with the cause, you where Yah want you to be. You are right where you should be today, because heavens has already orchestrated which seed you are to ride in to the earth on. He already created the narrow gate and the broad gate, the way. He already created the Lamb book of life and the books that leads to lake of hell. He already, not the lake of fire. He already created those things before anything exists. All this was. So this is what he keep embedding in me. And it's a good feeling, but yet it's a sad one, because you still flesh and you're a female. You see? So you know that there's so much power in what you're saying, but it cannot defeat. Let me say that again, Father, y'all. You know that there's so much power invested in you, but it cannot defeat those who switched the book and smeared it. But you know they smeared it. You know they did things to it. But you can't win nobody over through revealing it. Why? Because I already set them in their gate, Deborah. Either to the narrow gate or the broad. Deborah. Hook back up to the trees. I put 2 trees in there, not one. I put 2 trees in the midst. I put 2 trees, Deborah. The tree of life, eternal, and the tree of death, eternal. See, they thought that the tree of death was for everybody to die. That was one side of it. But it also was one tree was Satan and one was the seed of the woman, which is spiritual seed. That's what life is. You see? The tree of life. That's what that tree was. It's giving you, showing you the 2. Just as in Genesis 3 and 15, it was showing you the 2. Everything come down here, Deborah, that has my breath in them, out of one. Send the spirit down. And I already knew it from heaven. If you got, let's say for instance, if you got 10, I don't know how to do that. You got, let me see, 10 things in front of you. You want to put this one in the freezer, and you want to put this in the cupboard, in a cabinet. Okay? You divide them up and put them where they belong. Well, that's how heaven is. Before he said, let there be, or in the beginning was, everything was already where it's at. Praise Almighty y'all. That's how the Ruach teaches me. To know that all that is, was, all that's going to be is finished, Deborah. Heaven had already locked it in and locked it out. Don't listen to these people. They can't tell you nothing. Not with what I embedded in you. They can't override. That's why I tell y'all, they can't override. Do sister know everything? Nope, because I'm flesh too. That tells you I can't know everything. Give or take, give me 20%. But you catch me on that side with spirit and truth, I'm going to mess your tail up. because you ain't gonna catch me in this worldly setting and Satan's a group and think you gonna run up and down me with the wicked of the wicked. No, you ain't, because I pull up spirit and truth on your butt, and you ain't gonna run me down with no book. I'm gonna run your tail down with the word that rests in spirit and truth, and you ain't gonna be able to match it, because mine is unseen. Yours is what you read and you study. That's all he asked you to do anyway. But you took on the idea that you know more than anybody, because you precept, you lying, you little here, you've been a fool, and you've been a fool. So what I was saying, what happened to me, y'all? Let me tell y'all what happened that made me realize that the women that are out there that has been called with a holy calling, let me tell you something. It's time to stand up. Because when we get out of here, he said you're going to be cursed coming in and you're going to be cursed going out. So as you're going out, the curse is still going to be upon you. So you're going to have to lead those that's going to be on the journey. You see, your work is still not complete, y'all. So therefore, this is why Isaiah pulled up and said, Deborah, when you read in Isaiah 3:25, and then you hook up with Jeremiah and Ezekiel, they send their own way of putting it, the way Yah deal with them as a prophet. He's going to destroy our men and our mighty men. And he tells the women, I will destroy your men and your mighty men. He tells us. So what is he saying? He told us how we're going to have, he said that how we're going to have the burning in the crown. All that is true, baby. I, Sister Deborah, been dealing with it for 3 years. 100. I just thank him for, let me show you what he did for me. When I saw that, I saluted it. The world calls it one thing, but you got to find spirit and truth of the whole matter. This has been prophesied. It's not going to be, I can't be a person that just say, don't read this book. Don't go by. It's an instructions and a direction. So when you go to apply for a job and they hire you, they're going to give you an employee handbook. And then they're going to give you something that shows you your what? Your job description. Okay? It's going to tell you what your position is and what you are to be doing. You're going to abide by that to hold your job. You ain't going to look at that and say, no, I'm not going to abide by that because that ain't for me. But they told you what the job is consist of. They gave you a handbook. Then they gave you a job description so you can know what your title. And you wait for the understanding, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, to come abide in you and teach you from that end. He will teach you, and then he'll go right back in the book and show you that I left a sign. I left a sign for you, like a job. When they get ready to call you in the office and say, well, okay, we having a problem here. You've been here 6 months and you're not doing or what your description or what your job is entitled. What do? They get rid of your tail. But the Father is saying, study it and wait for me. I come and I teach you all things. And what he mean is I come in that book and I come out and I teach your tail everything you need to know. That's the one I come to know. That's he that is greater than anything in the face of this earth. That's the Most High God. You see, he ain't coming just to teach you what this is saying. He's coming to teach you all things. Why? Because if you pull up in the midnight hour or in the early morning nowadays, somebody come up on you, that Ruach will stir in you a fire like you never felt before. I'm the living witness. I'm not a dead prophet. I'm a living one. I'm a living witness. He will warn you when somebody's at your back door in the midnight hour. He'll warn you if you're going into danger. He has to be all that in you to be able to let you know these things. See, we don't see him like that. We don't want him like that. We don't know him like that. We don't understand him to be that. But that's that teacher. That's that teacher. Like I told you, I remember when he was telling me about a dog. I'm like saying, what was all that about? What's wrong with that dog making that noise? And my little stupid tail, I told you I ain't got no sense. Going trying to hunt down, where's that dog at? Because it was bothering me mentally. And the father was telling me, Deborah, I'm trying to teach you something. He can come through any and everything to warn you, to prepare you, to get you ready for the good as well as the bad. And I like what he did. I'm going to give y'all a clip of what this young man was saying. And what's saddening about what this young man was saying is I feel sad for him because I'm going to tell y'all, I really feel sad for him because he went and he got all these books. And all these books you're going to see in the background is a man that's a book. He's been hit across the head hundreds of times with these books of the world. And he take on these books to have the truth. They can't have the truth over my Father. Greater is he not in the books that's in thee. Greater is he that is in thee than he that's in the whole world. How dare we accept books over he that's greater in us? He cannot be in you if you chose that which is outside of you to be greater than he that is in you. You see, I don't know if y'all do that make any sense. How is he going to abide in you and be greater if greater is what you read on the outside than he that is in the inside that's teaching you spirit and truth? Impossible for you to have it on the outside. It's impossible for what you have on the outside to come anywhere near close or over succeed what is greater in Sister Deborah that speaks out. You see? Impossible. So this is what I got in trouble. I didn't get in trouble. I felt good about it. It wasn't that I got in trouble. He was just showing me, see, do you understand? Do you get it? So as I was listening to this man and I was trying to video it so I can give y'all a little clip of what he was saying, the father say, now listen to what he's saying, Deborah. Listen to what he's saying. I'm like, oh, I heard this already. I heard him. Yes, listen to what he's saying. As I was listening, I said, oh, he got it wrong. I didn't pay any attention to it the other night. But today when I was video, I said, no, he got it wrong now. He got it wrong. He got it wrong. And the reason why I was like that is showing me how they don't wait for the Holy Spirit to be their teachers. This is why he went out into the world and brought all the books to bring understanding to everything in the world. Who can bring a greater understanding to us outside of the Most High Yah in us? I keep telling y'all, I'm a living witness, not a dead one. I can't speak like unto others. I can't even pronounce the words in a way that others can pronounce it because they're good at it. I don't give a rat's behind if I ain't good at it. My point can get across in spirit and truth. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Nothing on the outside going to outweigh that which is greater on the inside of me that knows A to Z, up and down, left and right, and all things that was, is, and shall be. Nothing can outweigh that. So as I'm listening to him, I said, okay, I'm doing this so I can tell my YouTubers so they can hear what he says. And as I was listening, I said, oh, shoot. No, he didn't. Oh, no. He said, you see it? Do you see who you are called to be? In me, not in yourself, because you know you ain't got no sense. I know that. But in me, do I teach you these things? So here we go, y'all. Y'all ready? What's my kids, y'all? You all pray for me because I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need it. And you know what? It ain't that just all of us gonna need it, y'all. Don't we all need prayer? Don't we all need prayer? And guess what about prayer, you guys? I learned that through the Ruach, prayer is when you speak to he that is in thee. It ain't about how you able to say words and the way you say words, because he said when you're down there and you're saying words, you're just saying words from here to your own ear. Words from here to your own ear. Speak to me in the spirit. Come on here, learn that. That's true prayer. That's true. That's what you call true prayer. And a lot of people think it's the way you have to do it. You have to do this. It has to be at night. It has to be in the daytime. It has to be this. The Most High will speak to you all off balance to the way flesh have learned to pray and to speak to the Most High Yah, because it's a spirit thing. It's not a flesh. So I want to share with you all what I mentioned to you all last night. And I want to just share with you all some information. It's my son, these kids are getting so confusing to me. They are so confusing. I need to go, hey y'all, who wants to go to a cage? I need to go way up in the mountain and go into a cage and wait on y'all. That's what I need to do. You can't win. You can't win from losing. I think I said that right. Okay, let me get this here guy. And the Father got me, and I'm gonna see if any one of you all can catch what he's saying. And I hope that y'all can. We're gonna find out that this power of dominion is more specifically, come on here, allocated for the man. Oh. The woman isn't gonna have much part in this dominion because she's gonna become a subject of the man. Come on, wait a minute, you guys. Yes, it's supposed to go. It didn't. I just want to show you something, and boy, my kids, praise Father, thank you. As we go into the next verse. Genesis okay, 2, now I want to see. I want to not only that. Why is this phone not going to the side? Oh, I might not have, but I thought when the light is on. Okay, there it is. I didn't have the thing on. Okay, no. Okay, y'all. Sister Deborah gonna get it right. Don't forget, she's a cuckoo clock. She ain't got no sense. So you got to consider that. This power of dominion is more specifically. Wait a minute. Allocated for the man. Come on. I got to take you to the beginning, and it don't want me to do that. We're gonna find out that this power of dominion is more specifically allocated for the man. The woman isn't gonna have much part in this dominion because she's going to become a subject of the man, which is what we're going to read as we go into the next verse. Genesis 2, verse 19. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. So let's stop right there. This is a super important key in here. We got to turn the key in here. It says to see what who's he? Adam, the man. To see what Adam the man would call them. Who's the them? The fish of the sea, the fowl of the air, all the animals, and all the living things. You got to remember, in Genesis 1, verse 28, which we just read, it says to go out and have dominion over the fish of the sea, the fowl of the air, and all the living things that are on the earth. But when you come up to Genesis 2, verse 19, it's showing you how Adam is demonstrating his power of dominion over the animals by providing names and naming them. And we have to understand the importance of names and naming things. The colonizers understood this very well. People who go out and colonize places and go and subdue other people. Two ways where they use the power of naming. They rename the people, and they also rename the land. That's an establishment of dominion. This is coded in here. When you name something, you own it. Right? So when it's saying that Adam, the animals were brought unto Adam to see what he would name them, this is going in. What it's saying subliminally is when you name things, you own them. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And brought them unto Adam. Now it says they brought them.
now pay attention to this part because we're going to come back to this part too. And brought them unto Adam. God brought them to Adam. To do what? To see what he would call them. For the purpose of showing his dominion. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. So whatever Adam called them, that's what they had to accept. When you rename people and when you name things, it also comes with an idea. You can understand this very well when you study the colonizers. Like I said, the colonizers went and renamed people, renamed what we would call indigenous people and people who were brought over in slavery. When they renamed them, the naming also comes with another idea behind it. So when you name someone something and they accept that name and that idea, then they begin to see the world a different way. And now you own basically parts of their minds. So this is just coded in here. It doesn't have anything necessarily to do, as we'll see, with just naming animals. There's nothing really that special about that. The message that's encoded in there is what's special. Verse 20. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. Verse 21. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh, and said thereof. Verse 22. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. Let's stop right here. Pay very close attention. And brought her, the woman that God just made from Adam's rib, brought her unto the man. Let's pay attention to the pattern. Let's go back up to Genesis 2, verse 19, and see what God did to the animals. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field, and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. So it's the same exact thing. God formed the animals, and it's saying that he brought them unto Adam. To do what? To see what who's the he, Adam, what Adam, would name them. For what purpose? The purpose of dominion. Now, let's stop here. Let's go back and let's finish the account in Genesis 2, verse 22, and let's see if it's going to be the same exact pattern of exactly what Adam just did to the animals to show dominion. And the rib, which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. He's bringing the woman unto Adam, just like he brought the animals unto Adam. Verse 23. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. She shall be called woman. Remember the animals, he gave names to the animals to show dominion. The woman is being brought to him, and the first thing that he does is says, she shall be called woman. He gave a name to her too, showing that the man is supposed to have dominion. And it's going to be clear. We're going to get way more into this. So it's not, you're going to see how the creators are fashioning this and making the myths justify ways to keep women at a subjugated level. Right? This is how they're building their culture.
Now, I didn't get to do, I'm going to give y'all his name so y'all can go back and see the whole thing. What he said is so 100. This is what I've been trying to say for longer than as long as I've been on here. When you study this book, study it faithfully, meaning it's okay to study. It's okay to read it and connect. But always seek ye the kingdom first. Seek Yah first. Make sure you know that he's in you and he is your teacher. Not Sister Deborah, not these platforms, not anything, because all of this is going to pass away. When we get on that journey, you're going to want that's greater in you on this journey, y'all. You see, you ain't going to want to be on this journey, because I, as Sister Deborah, as a prophetess that's taught from the wilderness, I myself know that there are going to be those that's going to fall away on the journey. I'm going to be honest with you. That's what I'm given in the wilderness to understand. I want to say to you all that I appreciate what you all were saying in the live chat. You are 100 correct. You see that dominion? He didn't say that in Genesis. You see what I'm saying? And what this young man is saying is the same thing you're saying. He just got caught up in his words. But he's saying the same thing. He's trying to prove that the Father never gave man dominion over a woman. And where they get that mess from is where they get it now, having us as slaves in dominion. And he also I'm going to give y'all his page. And he also break down the slavery and how we weren't under the bottom, but the white people in Europe had their own people under the bottom. And when we lost our land, we ran all over Africa and closer to Africa, and the African people there used us as slaves, beat us, and did all these other things that you thinking you got done here. African did it there as well. So what they did is they contact them and had them to come over to buy us, our people, from them. So they dogged us out first. I knew that, and I couldn't understand why black people going over there to see where the slave trade was transported. Why would y'all even support and pay all that money to go over there to Africa after Africa was partaker in what's going on? If you go back to Revelation, you hear how he said something about Ethiopia. He tells you Ethiopia is going to be one he going to mess up from the floor. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to preach it. Nobody wants to teach it because they caught up in this color-stricken thing, this color thing. And when people are caught up in black and white, white and black, they miss the spiritual, because it's not black and white, white and black in the spirit realm. It is spirit, and it is truth. That's why they don't get spirit and truth, because they caught up in color, and not spirit and truth. So what happened? This young man is, I'm going to give y'all his page so y'all can kind of hear a lot of things he's saying. A lot of things he's saying I'm totally in a disagreement with, because he's coming from all those books that's behind him. He's pulling up all those books. Those are people whose mind is now leaning towards science, okay? Because now they feel rejected, because the Most High Yah showed them that it wasn't what they taught for years. So now they gives it up. See, that's why you think the great falling away, because it's like, oh, you mean all this time I had this together 8 years and all of it was not true? I'm giving this up. I'm going another route. And this is what, especially our Hebrew Israelite men, they went another route, another direction. Instead of coming to this devil platform, women too, coming to this devil platform, telling the truth of the whole matter. I didn't have spirit and truth when I taught y'all, when I led y'all, but I have it now. And this is what the spirit and truth, they're not going to do that. And then this is what the Father is saying. That's because they're the seed of the serpent. They always been. That's why they won't bring into repentance that they taught what they taught. Because right here, the Father is saying, Deborah, they even know the things that they have taught was not truth. But they don't have the heart nor the spirit to turn around and give you the real truth. Because it's not in them. They looking at, hey, I led these people 10, 20 years on this. And you mean it ain't this? Yes, you're right. It ain't. Why? Because you didn't have spirit and truth. You didn't wait for the Holy Spirit to come in you to teach you all things so you can give the people what they need. Why? Because only Yah knows what his people need, not us. The flesh don't know, but Yah knows what his people need. You see? He knows. So therefore, what we do, we go in this Bible and we give them all this Bible and then make them think that it's about what remember I was telling you, how is it everybody get glory? How is it Matthew, Luke, Mark, John, they get glory over y'all? How is it that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob get all the glory? How David and Solomon? Why is everybody getting recognized and getting the glory? How is Moses get more praise than y'all? Because the sick man of the flesh. And he gets nothing but the back end. Even though he's the front and end. But he gets the back end of the flesh, seeing him that way. Giving all that authority to the flesh of men and women. So this young man, he's on it, but I'm glad that I see two of you all caught it. You nailed it when you said that he did not give dominion to man. But what you might have missed was that's what he was trying to explain to you. So you did good by catching it, because that's how I caught it. when I went to, I'm going to show you what I caught him in error on. And I'm going to show it to you. But he's saying the same thing. But what he said is he's trying to get we as in the light to see that was out of order in the beginning. Like I try to tell y'all myself. See, it was out of order way from the beginning. It didn't become out of order in the year 2023. Right now, we in pitch midnight. That means we totally out of place. But he said to you, this is the reason. Really what he said, I got away from it, y'all. I know I had a lot of followers. I was the #1 on YouTube. Yes, he was. This young man was the #1 on YouTube. Everybody was searching for him. He got so far away. I think he went out to another state or a country because he's like a science in his degree or something. But he'd been in the military. He said he ran, he left. Because it was I think it was too heavy for him. And he was really running away from himself. And right now, I still say he's running because he left Spirit and Truth behind. And grabbing all these books that's telling him more darkness and darkness of yesterday. And he don't even know who rules it still today. Who ruled it yesterday, who ruled it today. That's why they get. That's why I know for a known fact, that the house of Israel, when those and this is where I'm gonna show. Okay, Father, I got it. What the Father is saying is, Deborah, give them the example back to to Revelation chapter 7. Ooh-wee. Okay, I get it, Father. I would have never thought that, but thank you. I get it. I got it. The Father said, go to Revelation chapter 7, Deborah. The reason why the Father want me to go to Revelation chapter 7 is he wants you to see exactly what this young man is trying to point out. Is that something is wrong. Sister Deborah already know that. That's why I tell y'all. They didn't add it in here, smeared it. I done called it everything outside of trying to get you to get away from it. Because I don't want you to be lost out here thinking that nothing in here is any light. Because only one can show you that the light that rests therein is the light. Okay, so this young man is trying to point out to everybody, this is what he's pointing out, is in the beginning, he never gave men the dominion over woman. He's showing you, he's telling you, he's breaking it down that that's a lie. It's always been a lie. He's also showing you he's against it. That's why he come back after all these years to tell it right. But in his process of telling it right, he's sticking science and all these other books in the midst. Y'all don't need you to have books and science to override righteous. Righteous stands alone. All you need is the ruach of Yah in you to lead and guide you. So my error with him is all those books. Okay, my agreement with him is what I already know. So he ain't telling me nothing. I'm trying to get you all to hear what this man, which everybody on YouTube was following at one time and still followed him. I was trying to even myself. I'm looking at him and I said, how are they giving you all these commercials in between 5 minutes and 10 minutes? How did they split all of your videos up? 58 minutes, 20 minutes. Y'all go, when you go to his page, you'll see exactly what I'm saying. So how did you do that? And how did they give you commercials? It's because I believe they're got in lock all his videos he had before. It's a great number. He has a great number, y'all. And they are giving him monetizing, I think that's what they call it, something like that, to where he get money rolling in. You see? And if you see, once you see his page, you see how they didn't split it up, and you say, how did they let him do that? Or did he do that? Because short videos also gets, but he broke them up less than a minute. It's powerful. You'll see it yourself. But the thing about it that he's saying is truth, y'all. This is what's not going to change. How is it that the people going to know the truth from Genesis 1? Yah told his prophet. He tells those he wants to know. If you don't know, it's because he don't want you to know. How about that? How about that? He let you continue to read the book and follow the flesh of man and not follow spirit and truth. So when he's pulling up, I'm embracing him, not just on what he's talking about women, on many things he said. He just pulled up last night with a video saying what part of the Bible he believed and what part he don't believe. And a lot of things that he don't believe, I don't agree with it. And a lot of things he believe, I do agree. But a lot of things he don't agree with, I believe in him. Y'all ain't sending you down here to tell the people what you believe and what you do not believe. You leave that up to him. But you just let him know there's things in here that's not right, that's been smeared, that's been added on. He needs to be talking about who added it, which he does. He break down that slavery, letting black people of the tribe of Judah understand that you need to stop calling yourself black. He gives you the full definition around the world what black means. It's a bad name, y'all, and you're wondering why we check that box, black. You are not Africa. He break that thing down, and what he's doing is true. But a lot of things on the videos he's is saying I'm totally against. But to this morning, the Father told me when I was videoing this with you all that he was in error. How did I get to see it and he didn't? That's what the Father is showing me. Don't let nobody take away a woman's take away from the voice of a woman. Do not let them silence you, because here is a man telling you, y'all didn't give that dominion to no man to put a woman that far under his feet. So when you go to his page, let him finish breaking that thing down to you. Everything he's saying making a lot of sense. But when he first started off, I can shoot him down. Not to shoot him down as negative, but as positive.
We're going to find out that this power of dominion is more specifically allocated.
Wait a minute. Let me show you what I mean, y'all. Let me show you what I mean. And I want to see, maybe you all can, somebody in the live chat can catch it too. No. Let me see if somebody in the live chat can catch this here. Okay, here we go.
Then we begin to understand how male-dominant influence can find its way into the myths and be constructed in a way to oppress women. And so what we want to do is we want to go all the way back to the very beginning, into the book of Genesis. And starting in this point is where we see the myths begin to become created and justified in the oppression of women. So let's go on this journey right now, and let's find out how the Bible is used as a tool and has been used as a tool for a very long time to keep women subjugated to men.
Genesis 1, verse 6. And God said,
Hey, let's stop right here. As soon as we start seeing people telling us what God said, a red flag should go up right away. Why is that? Because humans have this unique tendency to make God say whatever it is that they want God to say. And for this example, specifically, we're going to see how people have taken God and made it say that women are supposed to be the subjects of men.
And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion.
So man is supposed to be a reflection of God. That's why it says man was made in the image of God. And one of the attributes that's reflected down to man is this tendency in nature to dominate. That's why it says let them have dominion. So this particular God that the Israelites are perceiving has the nature of being dominant, and is passing that nature on to the people.
Over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth,
Now,
and over every creeping creepeth upon the earth.
Now, this between me and him. What did you catch? If you're in the live chat, What was the error? What is the error in that? Now, to me, this is just between me and him. This ain't between if you know or if you don't know. But I'm just still saying, can you catch the error? Yes, he did, didn't he? Oh, you got to see the whole video. You gonna say, wow, 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 wow. But it's exactly what I've been saying. Something's wrong with that. I started even with Eve. Eve was saying something y'all didn't say to Adam. And I'm like, wait a minute, somebody lying. Meaning the serpent didn't have nothing to do with the lie and sin because they had already seen lying. And I'm trying to get it. And it didn't make sense. The lie she was saying to the serpent before she even took of. We know it wasn't literally food, but it was a lie. Now, that's a good point. The guy explained this better than anyone I have ever heard. Then that's why everybody on YouTube loved him, especially the Hebrew Israelite men and women. Everybody was attached to this man. Nope. This young man said something that was very powerful. And this is how you're right about, he said it better because that's how I saw it. But when I heard him say it, the father say, did you get it? I said, no, I got it. He said, did you get it? I said, I got it. Did you get it? I said, I got it. And it made me have to bow down to the fact that the first thing he said was an error. And y'all didn't catch it. But there was an error there. There was an error in what he said. Now, that don't mean he don't know what he's talking about now. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Because Sister Deborah can make an error. I go back. A lot of times, y'all, I don't even go back to listen to my videos. But sometimes I go back and I say, did I say that? I said that the wrong way. Or I supposed to say this. You see what I'm saying? So I'm sure if he go back, he'll realize he said something that wasn't supposed to be there. Oh, yes, he's saying that. But let me give you one more time so you can hear what he said. Let me tell you what he said, y'all. He said that basically, you're right. He said the same thing, but one thing he messed up with, and caught to the reason why he was in error right here is because he let that be his base. The base of what he was saying is that, let me show you what he said. It's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind. Watch this here. In Genesis chapter 1, okay, and he went from Genesis chapter 1 and he went from verse 28. No. Yeah. No. He went to verse 27. Where the error is at, it rests right there. And it made me feel, Father, it's a possibility that's probably where all other men getting it from too. Just that one little error. He used that one error to prove his beginning point. That one error, he proved his beginning, the beginning of his point. But somebody like me sitting up listening to him with the Ruach caught it, brought it to me and asked me, did you see it? I said, yes, I saw it. Did you see it? I saw it. I heard it. And I didn't want to pull away, but I did because I knew what he was saying was true. But the way he brought out truth was not understanding the beginning. And let me show you what he said. In Genesis chapter 1 and verse 27 is where he started. So God created man in his own image. And he said that the creation of God was the image of man. No, it's not. Man's image was first created by God. So when you see man image, it is of God. That's what he said. Now watch this here. Let me show you what else he said. And the image of God created he, him, male and female created them. In him, he's taking the image of God was what you see man. And man's image brought him to this point of having dominion. That's not what it says in Genesis. It says them have dominion. You see what I'm saying? So he should not brought up dominion, man having dominion, until he has covered Genesis 1 and 27 and 28. He skipped them, male and female, and just gave it to him. Y'all get the point I'm saying? And he shouldn't have done that if he had such a based foundation. As he continued, he had to go back to correct what he was saying as his beginning foundation. This is what he said. So yeah, he said, so God created man in his own image. That's what he said to you all. I'm gonna let you hear it again. So wait a minute. You can't stop there, bro. You can't stop there, bro. You can't stop there, bro. Because he didn't just create a man in his image. He said he created him and her. He didn't just say man has a dominion. He said him and her. You bag that thing up and you're gonna have to bag it down, but you're gonna have to get it the right way. His topic is beautiful, but his starter is error. And I was taping it and filming it, and I said, oh man, this is good. And the father stopped. He said, now, did you get it? Did you see it? No, he said, did you hear it? I said, yeah, I heard it. I'm studying video. He said, did you hear it? I said, yeah, I heard him. Did you hear? Yeah. He knew right then. Oh, you got it then. Because I called him. I called him right then and there. Beautiful topic and foundation in it. Not the founder. His beginning foundation wasn't good. Because you cannot take Genesis chapter 1 and say, so God created man in his own image. You cannot stop it there. First and foremost, y'all don't have an image of a flesh. What is my father's image? He said, Deborah, tell him I'm a light like unto a spirit. That's the image. So therefore, he did not just set man aside and made him only out of his own image. He said he created in his own image him and her. He should have bagged that thing up and bagged that thing down. That's what you call spirit and truth. But because he had a plan to master this, he left out that part. Okay? To let man see that, okay, you are the image of God. No, you're not. Flesh is not the image of Yah. Why? Because when he created man, he created him out of dirt. So how are we going to match my father's image with dirt from the ground? Does that make any sense? So it's not his image of a man from the outer man is who he is on the inner man that has the father's spirit image. If Yah is a spirit, you cannot make him master the flesh and say, oh, a man looks just like the father because this is how the father looked. Come on, what are you trying to say? He got a penis? Is that where it's coming from? Is that where it's about his image? Come on now. What I'm saying to you all, many books, Solomon says, comes with a lot of sorrow and worry. Because you get so bombarded with all this stuff till you forget to stand on the foundation of truth. And then you begin to use your own intelligence to master something so potent. So he came and he poured it up real good, but he left the main part that he started with. So I'm going to let y'all hear it. Notice he's going to talk But he's not going. He's going to bring that thing right back to y'all. And y'all going to see exactly what I'm saying. You cannot give man the image of Yah on the outside, baby. You got to pull that bad boy on the inside where the spirit rests in. And he said in that same verse, I created, watch this here. In verse 27, Genesis chapter 1 and verse 27. So Yah created man in his own image, and in the image of Yah created him, male and female. Created them. You can't take the first word, and he took the word M-A-N to mean males. That's where he messed up at. That's where he really messed up. He took that as male, and he took it as a male that has Yah's image. No. That's why he couldn't understand that it's not an image of the flesh, it's the image of the spirit, because you left out her. Because when you left out her, you left it to him. And when you left it to him, then you made it flesh, the image. But when you bring it into the both, then you have to pull out the spirit and not the flesh. And that's where he messed up from the flow up. So I'm going to let y'all hear it again. I'm going to let you all hear this again so you can hear what he said. Now, the thing about it is, I got it turned up, and I hope you can see it. I don't know how that got in there.
We're going to find out that this power of dominion is more specifically.
Okay.
Then we begin to understand how male dominant influence can find its way into the myths and be constructed in a way to oppress women. And so what we want to do is we want to go all the way back to the very beginning, into the book of Genesis. And starting in this point is where we see the myths begin to become created and justified in the oppression of women. So let's go on this journey right now, and let's find out how the Bible is used as a tool and has been used as a tool for a very long time to keep women subjugated to men.
Genesis 1, verse 26. And God said,
Hey, let's stop right here. As soon as we start seeing people telling us what God said, a red flag should go up right away. Why is that? Because humans have this unique tendency to make God say whatever it is that they want God to say. And for this example, specifically, we're going to see how people have taken God and made it say that women are supposed to be the subjects of men.
And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion.
So man is supposed to be a reflection of God. That's why it says man was made in the image of God. And one of the attributes that's reflected down to man is this tendency in nature to dominate. That's why it says let them have dominion. So this particular
you see that? He said man have dominion. That's not what he said. He's going back and he's making it sound like that. And I took it from 27, but I'm going to take it back up to where he says, Genesis 1, verse 26. And Yah said, let us make man in our image. It's going back. That M-A-N was male and female, y'all. But the way he teaching it, he's speaking of man having dominion. And that's not what it said. That's what it's not saying that. It's actually saying, he's saying that it's saying, this is where man got the authority. He's not talking about male. He's talking about male and female. When he said, let us make man in our own image. And he said, and that is true, where you see it says, and God said, you really have to be careful, because either God said it or man saying it the way God is not saying it, and they saying it the way they said God said it. So he's 100% true in what he's saying, but the error with that again is you're causing people to not believe in the way that he created the earth. Because all the way through he created the earth, it said, and Yah said in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 3, and Yah said in Genesis chapter 1 verse 6, and Yah said in Genesis chapter 1 verse 9, and Yah said in Genesis chapter 11 verse Genesis chapter 1 and verse 11, and Yah said in what else? Genesis chapter 1 and verse 14. So what he has to be careful is when he's trying to prove his point, he has to keep other points out of the way where he can be messing things up. Because when he came to Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26, it said the same thing it said in the beginning. All those verses in Genesis 1. And Yah said, and Yah said, and Yah said, and Yah said. You see what I'm saying? So he shouldn't have brought that dominion, that part of his point, as if Yah said it, be careful. No, he didn't say it. He said sometimes red flag, which is true, which is so true. With me in spirit and truth, if I find it, I ain't talking about nobody else, I have found more spirit and truth in what is said, Yah said, but not what is said. But this is what that's the difference between him and me. One that's taught by the spirit and one that's taught by his intelligence. Okay? Because when it says, and Yah said, I take that. But when it says, when Moses said, Yah said, I might not. You see what I'm saying? And if someone said that, like in Corinthians, you hear Paul and you hear even with the disciples, sometimes they'll say that Yah said. You see what I'm saying? But they telling you who said it. You see what I'm saying? And there's a difference for when somebody's telling you Yah said and when the Bible is telling you Yah said. That means it's coming strictly out of the word of Yah versus the words of Yah. You see what I'm saying? Coming from someone else. You get what I'm saying? Because even in Revelation, John can be speaking and guess what? The Spirit of the Most High pull up. See, a lot of people don't know nothing about that. They don't know when the Father pull up and pull out. They don't know. They don't know when Jacob told his sons, gather yourself together so I may tell you what is before thee. And then all of a sudden in the second verse, gather yourself together, you sons of Jacob, and hear thy father Israel. That was Yah pulling up because they didn't obey Jacob. So the Father pulled that thing on up. So you have to be in the spirit to know when Yah pull in and when Yah pull out. So if I was him, I wouldn't have used Genesis 1 and verse 26 as a means of saying, be careful, red flags when they say Yah said. I can embrace what he's saying to some degree because he's saying that everybody now is saying Yah said. You see what I'm saying? So I can embrace that 100. But he should have used that in another topic. Not so much as when Yah really is saying this, because he said it from Genesis 1, verse 3, Genesis 1, verse 6, Genesis 1, verse 11, Genesis 1, verse 14, Genesis 1, verse 20, Genesis 1, verse 24, Genesis 1, verse 26. Who is that? Why should a red flag be there? Ain't no man on the scene. You see what I'm saying? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So when he brought that topic up about be careful a red light when someone said Yah said, when you're reading in the book and someone said, and even when you ain't in the book, but when people are saying Yah said, red light, I agree. But for this topic is a no, bro. Because during this time, it wasn't nobody to say what Yah said outside of the person that printed the book. And he gave Yah the floor because he was letting Yah say what he created. You get what I'm saying? And it was, and it is. Do not y'all see it? So we know Yah said it. Yah did it because we see it. Everything that was in here. So that wasn't the time to say what he said, even though I agree with what he said, because that should have been on another topic. But this is showing you the difference in when those that are called by the Spirit and those that are called by the flesh. It's not saying that they can't teach, but they need to hook up with spirit and truth. And where they really, the Father said, they're really getting away from it, is because they go into this science and they go into these books, and they loses it. They loses the strength of any type of life. They lose their life. And when he said in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, he attacked the fact that, and Yah said, whenever you be a red light come up. But okay, say you seen the red light, but you missed the whole overall, because it said, let us make man in our image. He wasn't talking about male. He was talking about male and female. You get what I'm saying? So that was his biggest error. Is he already attacked what Yah said, he might have been able to pull up in Genesis 1 and 26. Let us make man in our image. He would have known, and in our likeness, he would have known he's talking about male and female, but he didn't. He's trying to show you how man got dominion, and he done it the wrong way by putting M-A-N as male instead of leaving it as male and female, and dropping down and said Yah created man in his own image, and then brought you back into a male image of Yah. Yah is not a male. Yah is not a male. When you stand before the throne, you're not going to be male nor female. You're going to be a spirit. And it does not hold the organs of your flesh. Your flesh dictates whether you're a male or female, but your spirit has none of that. It is the image of Yah, and the image of Yah is not giving you a penis nor a vagina, okay? It's giving you a spirit. That's why he tells us that. It's nor male nor female, nor Jew, nor he's trying, not in that sense, but he's telling us when we stand before him, it's not going to be wife and husband. We need to get and understand the spirit that overrides the flesh. So I love what he was saying, y'all. Don't get me wrong. I love what he was saying. He had really excellent points, and he nailed it. I still say he nailed it, but y'all nailed me. How about that? Because he had me to climb on top of what he was saying. Just let me know, no matter how you see him, to know what he know what I've given you. How about that? How about that? So what is the Father saying to me? Nobody overrides him. He ain't saying, Sister Deborah. He's actually checking me to realize that I'm still greater in you than he that is in the world. So how about that? How about that? That's why he was saying to me, did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? And I'm like, oh yeah, I got it. And instant, I did get it. Because when he stuck on and let us make man in our image, and he went on to telling us that Yah made males in his image. No, baby, an image of a spirit, not a flesh. Don't forget, Adam was molded from the dirt. He laid his tail down until Yah gave him the breath that traveled in an image of a spirit unto him. It wasn't Yah's image. It was like unto. What does it say here? After our likeness, and like them that have dominion, and let them have dominion. That's what he was saying. See, he skipped them. And he just hooked man with the dominion because he wanted to prove his case. But somebody, you don't never know who's watching. Somebody can be watching, and Yah set among you so that they can use it as a tool. And I, again, would say to you, he did a good job because he stepped in the line of truth. And he told the truth, but he built up on something that is not truth, just to get to his truth. Okay. So I'm gonna put in the live chat his let me see, what was his so you could, I wouldn't I think I'm spelling this right. I wouldn't, me myself, I was, let me see, what was his? Let me get it again, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me get it. So I'm putting it in here so you all can get it. But me, myself, it's okay for me go in. It's okay for me to go into anybody and listen, because I'm already dividing the word of truth. I already have spirit and truth resting therein, teaching me. Okay, y'all, I'm going to give it to you. Okay. And just hear some of the things he said. He just poured one out yesterday night regarding why what he don't believe. And just because he don't believe it, don't mean you shouldn't believe it. But if he got some points that makes you want to go into the word and wait till the Holy Spirit reveal it to you, that's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. Let me put that up there. There it is. That's him. So he got up one that he tell us what he believe in the Bible and what he do not. And let me tell you why he's doing that. I'm going to tell you exactly why. It's because he's pulling back in such a midnight hour. He knows that he is the one that many followed at one time. Many of you see all these Hebrew Israelites, many of them followed him. You see? And he knows that. Now he's trying to come in to correct it. How is he correcting it? Through all the books that he's studying. Is he still waiting for the Ruach? No, he's not. He's going in the area where science and all the books. And as you listen to him, you'll see him pulling books after books after books. But what they don't understand is what? What is it they don't understand, y'all? Who in the live chat? Who in the live chat? He's missing what? Would you say he needs to stay away? Wait, he's missing spirit and truth. When we think that we can teach the word of Yah without his spirit and without his truth, then we just out there. We just out there. Let me tell y'all something that people used to say to me and have approached me throughout my life. They asked me, how can you speak with such authority without using the Bible? They say, what you're saying is so powerful and sounds so true. But you ain't gave no scriptures, you ain't gave no verse, because Yah is not a book. Yah is the word. When you become in him and he is in you, and y'all become one, now he lives in you and ain't nothing you can do about it. He'll open your mouth when your mouth want to be closed. He'll close your mouth when your mouth want to be open. Because he that great one that he said he would be. You see what I'm saying? And he knows who you running up on, who running up on you. Because I look, when my mother said to me, we was over in Illinois at this supposed to be this big mall. My mom said, why are these people? I think if they wasn't just, if it was just black people, she wouldn't have had no problem. But she was seeing that white people were doing, she was trying to figure out why they keep coming up here like they know you. You been out here? Do they know you? They don't have to know me, mama. You see, it's not what's on the outside of me. It's what they hearing on the inside of me coming out to their spirit. And that's what I say to you today. I leave this with you all. It's more important to detach yourself to the spiritual realm of Yah. Let me give you an example. My youngest son is now up in Colorado mountains at a ski resort. I begged him not to go up there, y'all, because of what I'm seeing in the world. But I did give him something. I gave my baby something to go on. I said, when you get up to that mountain, and even if you have to learn a lesson or you don't, know this. Don't call for me. You call for the God of your mother. Not the Yah, not the Yahuwah, not the this, and not the that. But just say, the God. of your mother, and he'll come and help you. The reason why I say that, you all, it is so important that we give that power back to where it belongs. My son up on that mountain, I can't help him. I'm way here, he way there. I can't help him. But I give him the only one I know who could. And by him not knowing my father like I know him, call on him. But tell, when you get into the danger, you get in a situation, say, the God of my mama, not the Yahweh. He might not remember that. Just say the God of my mama, and he'll come help you. And you know what? Without a doubt, if he was on the tip top of that mountain by himself, and somebody's trying to take his life, y'all bring him on down. Having 6 kids, I said to the father, I said, Father, please save my children. Don't let them die. Don't let nothing happen to them. Oh, Father, please protect my children. He said, Deborah, what's your problem? What is your problem? Why are you asking me to do all this when you need to be giving them me? Because if they have me, they're going to always have you, dead or alive. Give them me. And when they have me, they got you. Stop asking me to save them and protect them. Don't let this happen and don't let this happen. Give them me. And if they have me, whether you're dead or alive, whether you're there or you're not, they got you. So I'm saying to my son, he said, okay, Mama, I will. You think he won't? Huh? You think they won't? I told my youngest daughter, you think he won't? He'll pull up on them. Get on in here and come on. My son end up home and don't know how he got here. You see what I'm saying? That's the one that I come to know and the one that I serve. You see? And that same trust that I have in the one that created all things, I need some strength to trust in him. And that's why he gave me the endurance spirit. He gave me the faith, the belief, the righteous. Because you need it. And where we're at today, you need all that. And some. Not an and some, because greater is he in you already. He holds it all. Well. So when you look into his eyes and you see him receiving what you're saying, whether they doing what you want them to do or what you wish they wouldn't do, or they do, you know that they have something in them that says she serves a creator. Because the look in their eyes is like, okay, I will. You know why? Sister Deborah, finna get off of here. I, Sister Deborah, hope that each and every, anybody had any questions? That's something else I never did. And I need to go over it. I didn't look at all the messages. Yeah, that's true. He never used a book. Did you know the disciples didn't either? What did they have? That spirit that came. The Ruach HaKodesh. And rest in them. That was their book. So what degree, what scholar or what precept or what line, what little here, what Hebrew and Greek did they have that gave them truth, spirit and truth? It was the Ruach HaKodesh, the same one I still speak on, will live on and die on. That's that excellent teacher. Yeah, he would have. He did. I think he did kind of correct his error. But the Father wanted me to catch it. Why, I don't know. I guess he said, did you hear it? I'm like, oh, wait a minute. 3 3 times. I got it because I was so busy trying to film it for you all. And he was asking me, did you get it? Did you get it? So I guess it was also a learning lesson for me to understand, to be on aware that even though someone's speaking a powerful message, also you can see errors even in myself. I go back every blue moon to listen to myself on a video, and I even hear errors that I said, and it's errors mistaken. I might say up instead of down. I might say left instead of right. I'm just giving you the example of how there's errors also in sometimes the things I speak, because I'm talking so fast and I'm not slowing it down, so I won't make the error, and sometimes I do. So I still look at the message in which he spoke as on there. So and a lot of other things he said, and you see how YouTube got him hooked up. See how YouTube got him hooked up. I don't know why they got him hooked up like that. And like I'm gonna say this to you all too. In the DAY, there are many people out here also acting as agents for the fake ooze, those that they are preparing to be liars on these platforms to get us and steer us away from anything that might bring light. I don't know if y'all know that or not. I have on here, it'll show me how many people viewed, but when it pulls it up, it's chopped off more than 50% of it. And I'm like, Chad, when they start doing that, but it don't matter. This is their platform. I'm just on here talking about Maya. Okay, how about that? Yep. Oh, so Jubilee, it talks about angels, us being angels. Oh, wow. That's good. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I think it was even in the what they call the New Testament. It's in there, I think, about 2 or 3 times till we going to be like we once were, angels. When I read that, but I did that a long years ago. But that's how I come to the conclusion, is not from those verses alone, but from what took place before the foundation of the world. I look at the fact that, okay, if we were all present before the foundation of the world, to where you wrote us in the Lamb Book of Life or in the book that leads to the lake of fire, we already wrote in. What were we before you wrote us in? You get what I'm saying? See, we have to go beyond what the natural mind can comprehend and just step in. Just try sometime. Try everything you do. Try to see it in the spiritual realm. You don't have to live your life like that. I'm not saying that, but try when things go on, even in your household or on your job or going on in society. Try to master it into the spirit realm, and then you have the awesome. It will reveal so many awesome things to you. Be like, wow, I saw that. Did they see that? Did they know that? Oh, wow, did you see that? Because the spirit realm will reveal what you can't see in the natural. See, a lot of things are hidden, and the truth of the whole matter is hidden behind the natural. So when the spirit show it up, when no one is looking, and it shows you what's behind it, then you be like, I wonder, did anybody else see that? Did they see that? Do they know that? And you'll find yourself only one knowing, and you'll be like, how could that be? It's because you're able to see it. That's what I'm saying. Just bring things back into the spirit realm, and it'll give you a better outlook of any and everything. Yeah, his message is still good. It is. It really is. Make someone smile. I like that. All right. But you notice they don't teach it in Jubilee. Do you know they don't even teach it? They won't teach it. All right. He's going to be your teacher. Yeah, have a wonderful day. Make someone smile. I know that's right. Boy, a smile will change a person's whole day. And let your light shine. Praise the Most High Yah. Yep, they sure are. They are. And they've been doing it for quite a while, too. Because it was one time they was booming on YouTube, teaching about the angels as spirits. Oh, yes, they was on here booming at one time. I don't see too many now, but they sure was. The Gentiles, they sure was. So I, Sister Deborah, say I did more than, do you know, every time I come on, I say to myself, yes, it's medicine. They said that and laughter. Yep. Sure is. You are so right. I, Sister Deborah, say I try so hard not to last even an hour, and I always end up going past 2 hours, and I need to kind of cut that thing down. But I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and I will be back at 7 p.m. Central. Shalom and shalom.